Now on CoastTV News.
Blocking ICE assistance. That is what a new bill is attempting to do in Delaware. It was introduced on the same day the leader of the MS-13 gang was arrested in Virginia.
Fenwick Island flooding fix, the latest option under review to address a continuing issue.
No shining moment. Florida ends Maryland season in the NCAA tournament.
A big warm-up starts for Delmarva today. A taste of summer this weekend and mainly dry. Increasing rain chances early next week. Details coming up.
This is CoastTV News Today.
And welcome to our 6 o'clock hour. Good morning, I'm Matt Pensick.
And good morning, I'm Elisa Weber. It is Friday, March 28th, 2025.
And it was yesterday, Elisa. That was the fun day with all the opening baseball games. We got winners for the Phillies and the Orioles.
In Cleveland.
And your team.
I'm very happy this morning.
I know you are.
It's a great day. Today's a great day. Yeah.
Today is a great day, baseball
great
results
day.
withstanding.
Yes. Bob, I'm really sorry. How are you doing this morning?
Had to go there, didn't you?
I'm sensing a little gloating on Elisa's part with her Cleveland Indians. But yeah, me and Matt, our teams lost in baseball yesterday. But hey, we only have 161 games to go, so plenty of time to recover. So it's baseball season, and we're going to start warming things up. It's a frosty start, though. Salisbury, you warmed up to 36 now from 33. A little bit of frost there, 40 in Seaford and Georgetown. Warming up inland areas because the clouds are beginning to increase. The breeze is picking up from the southwest. Upper 40s from Ocean City up to Indian River Inlet right now. And we're seeing those southwesterly breezes a little stronger at the coast. Mostly clear skies overnight are now transitioning to mostly cloudy skies farther to the west, and we will be clouding up today. There are some showers now across the Ohio Valley along a warm front. Some of those could be sneaking in a little bit later on this afternoon, but it's not going to wash away your plans. As we quickly warm up this morning, here's Futurecast mid-morning. We're in the 40s and low 50s. Then we're jumping into the low 60s around noon. Cooler for the beaches. The clouds are increasing. The winds are picking up. And we're seeing temperatures in the mid to upper 60s this afternoon inland, but cooler for the coast and very mild into your Friday. Even there's that chance of a spot shower for this evening. Riding the ferry, I don't think you need your raincoat today. Mix of sun and clouds. It will be breezy. You're going to have to bundle up a little bit. 40s early on, but then upper 50s, close to 60 as we head into the late morning and early afternoon hours.
Thank you, Bob. Our top story this hour, a group of Democrats in the Delaware House of Representatives, they're pushing a bill that puts restrictions on local law enforcement in assisting the federal government with illegal migrants. House Bill 94 was introduced on Thursday. It was the same day we saw this scene play out in Virginia, the arrest of the leader of the MS-13 gang. Rehoboth Beach Area Representative Claire Snyder Hall is a co-sponsor. The bill restricts local law enforcement to help federal agencies with their efforts if they take place at schools or churches, and they can only assist if they get permission from the Attorney General. A hearing on this bill is expected in the upcoming weeks.
And a similar bill is being debated in Maryland's General Assembly. A hearing on House Bill 1222 took place this week in Annapolis. These lawmakers want to ban state and local law enforcement from entering into immigration enforcement agreements with the federal government and require any current agreements to be terminated by July 1st. This bill has been approved by the State House and is now being reviewed in the Senate. And new this morning, closures coming to Millsboro related to the ongoing bypass project. According to DelDOT, crews will conduct nighttime closures on 113 beginning April 6th through April 11th. The agency says this is to place beams for the new bridge. From April 6th to the 9th, there will be closures on 113 for drivers going south. Then from April 9th to the 11th, there will be closures on 113 for drivers going north. DelDOT says crews will work from 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. and detours will be in place.
This morning we're getting the results from Thursday's municipal election in Laurel, and it appears that the town is going to get a new mayor, Carlos Olivares, by just 7 votes. Defeats incumbent John Schwed. Donald Hudson retains his at-large council seat, and incumbent Jonathan Kellum will be back representing the west side of the town in Ward 3.
Developing news out of Milton, where the town continues to work on plans to increase affordable housing. This afternoon, the Affordable Housing Committee is expected to review recommendations that include working with nonprofit developers and designating more area on the town's future land expansion map as mixed-use zones. And here's why the committee is pushing this. They claim half of people living in Delaware spend more than 30% of their gross income on housing costs. And we recently went to Milton to learn what people who live there think about these recommendations, and here's what one man told us.
There is no affordable housing. I don't care what you put the silk tie on, there is no affordable housing anymore.
And the committee's report is scheduled to be reviewed at the 1 p.m. Milton Planning and Zoning Commission meeting.
Happening today, emergency preparedness. It's taking center stage in Bethany Beach. The town says people there can attend a workshop to learn about evacuations, sheltering, and making a safety plan. There's also the opportunity to learn from guest speakers, and there's also a raffle going on. Officials say the workshop takes place at the Sea Colony Fitness Center, and that will run from 9 a.m. to 11:30 a.m. Fenwick Island, let's go there. Officials are reviewing plans for bayside flooding and stormwater management. This will be at a work group this afternoon. Town council has been searching for flooding solutions for a while now. That council's big concern is North Shores Road, which that always seems to get the worst of the flooding. We spoke with one homeowner who shared how the flooding issues impact him.
The flooding does provide a nuisance and a problem with traveling.
And that work group is scheduled for 2 p.m. It'll take place at the Fenwick Island Town Hall.
Happening today in Sussex County, the Sussex County Land Trust will gather to discuss how the group can continue to impact the community. According to the group, its mission is to protect the county's agriculture, natural, and historical resources. At the meeting, locals can learn about updates on conservation initiatives. Doors open at 12:30 at the clubhouse at Baywood Greens in Long Neck.
Maryland only trailed by 2 points at halftime of their third-round NCAA tournament game against Florida. The Gators outscored the Terps by 16 in the final 20 minutes. Maryland's season ends with an 87-71 loss, and now we're in an uneasy time if you're a Terp fan. Their head coach, Kevin Willard, is being linked to the open job at Villanova. We're going live now to Washington, D.C. There's the Capitol building, all lit up in the early morning hours, but it's inside there. More calls for an independent investigation. This is on how a reporter was linked into an online messaging exchange dealing with the military strikes in Yemen. As the White House tries to turn the page on that situation, more federal employees are entering unemployment.
And the Department of Health and Human Services is the Trump administration's latest target for thousands of job cuts. NBC's Alice Barr shows us the latest from both of those ongoing situations.
The Department of Health and Human Services, the new target of the Trump administration's government cuts, center stage again, with the announcement HHS is set to slash 10,000 workers, including a planned 3,500 at the FDA and 2,400 at the CDC.
We're keenly focused on paring away excess administrators while increasing the number of scientists and frontline health providers.
The new cuts on top of 10,000 jobs gone through the Department of Government Efficiency. In all, the agency appears set to lose a quarter of its staff. Democrats worry American healthcare and research will suffer.
How they're going to backfill, how they're going to make sure we're not losing critical muscle.
Elon Musk appearing on Fox News with several DOGE staffers pushing back on criticism his team has moved too fast, occasionally forced to rehire fired workers, including at the FDA.
So we want to measure twice, if not thrice, and cut once. When we do make mistakes, we correct them quickly, and we move on.
As the White House acknowledged mistakes in that Signal group chat when a reporter was accidentally added alongside top Trump officials discussing sensitive plans for imminent U.S. airstrikes in Yemen.
The National Security Advisor took responsibility for that, and we have said we are making changes.
NBC News has learned President Trump is privately angry with National Security Advisor Mike Waltz, who started the chat. That's according to two Republican sources with inside knowledge. A federal judge now ordering the officials in the chat to preserve the messages amid an ongoing lawsuit. In Washington, Alice Barr, NBC News.
We're just getting started in this hour of Coast TV News today.
Coming up, Country Calling, Ticket Tackle. The countdown is on for you to be able to buy those high-demand tickets.
Also, Denmark DuPont details will tell you when the agency says that nature center opens for the season.
And Seaford sleeping in. The school district says students are not expected in today and when classes are expected to resume there. All that and more as Coast TV News Today continues. And we are getting a live look at the boardwalk in Rehoboth Beach just before sunrise. We're getting some hints, Bob, there, some daylight coming up. But, Bob, I think I'm just guessing here. This could be a great place to be this weekend.
I would think so. Now, keep in mind, it's not going to be as warm at the beach as it will be inland areas, Matt, but still, we are looking at a big warm-up that begins today. It will be mild. We're back into the 60s, maybe a late-day shower possible as a warm front advances our way. Then into the weekend, that's when the big warmth moves in. We're in the 70s to near 80 inland areas. I think, especially Saturday, not so much Sunday. Dry both days and breezy. Then I think some showers building in later Sunday and into early next week. But first things first, it was a little frosty this morning. Southwest Sussex County, back into Wycomico County too. Now 36 in Salisbury, 41 in Delmar, 39 in Seaford. So temperatures have warmed up a few degrees as the breezes are picking up and the clouds are building in. 48 in Ocean City, 50 in Bethany Beach, 47 in Rehoboth right now. As the breezes are picking up along the coast and still some inland areas are calm, but eventually those southwest winds will kick in. As we're looking at mostly clear skies, just a few clouds, but there are thicker clouds now making their way onto the eastern shore through Virginia and D.C., and we will see increasing clouds as warmer air starts to head our way. There is a warm front back to our west across the Ohio Valley, and you see some showers around Cleveland and Cincinnati and even to West Virginia, and some of those could be moving into our area a little bit later on this afternoon and this evening. Will not be a washout. There is a building ridge of warmth across the plains. Looks like some rain across Texas right now, nothing severe, but the big story is the warm up into the weekend. But we're still chilly this morning on Futurecast at 7 a.m. We're in the low 40s, but then quickly into the mid 50s with increasing clouds late this morning. By 2 p.m., mid to upper 60s away from the coast, but right along the immediate coast, your cooler 50s and 60s this afternoon and this evening. But inland around 66 in Delmar, Millsboro 67 around the 5 o'clock hour. Then after that, that's when we could see a stray shower as that warm front moves through this evening. I don't think you'll need the umbrella. Just keep in mind we could see a few sprinkles. And then through the overnight, it gets breezy. It's pretty mild by Saturday morning with temperatures into the upper 50s. Sun and clouds on Saturday, and temperatures really skyrocket. Upper 70s to around 81 in Ellendale, 80 in Long Neck, cooler 60s and 70s at the beaches. Very mild through the Saturday night, Sunday morning time frame with 60s, and then another mild and breezy day on Sunday with mid 70s. I think we keep it dry through the weekend. Then Sunday night, we increase those shower chances as we're looking at winds picking up out of the southwest, gusting to about 20 miles per hour today, even stronger into Saturday, and that will be a warm breeze from the southwest. I think rain chances do pick up as we go into Monday, but especially Monday night with a cold front could see heavy rain and thunderstorms into early Tuesday. So that's a time frame for the potential of some, well, stormier weather and then cooler after that. Paul Davis 7-day forecast, 67 to end the week, 79 on Saturday, but I'm sure some backyard thermometers saying 80 degrees. 76 Sunday, some showers later into Sunday night, and Monday a better chance of rain. 75 could be stormy into Monday night, and then cooler, upper 50s Tuesday into Wednesday, dipping down into the 30s Wednesday morning, but then by Thursday, mostly cloudy and mild again, a high around 74.
New this morning, that was the sound of Hawaii's Kilauea volcano erupting. Lava shot as high as 1,000 feet into the air. The U.S. Geological Survey says that lava has stayed inside the volcano summit and isn't threatening any residential areas. Kilauea is one of the world's most active volcanoes.
DNREC has set the date for opening of the DuPont Nature Center for the season. According to DNREC, people can visit, and it'll start next week, April 2nd. The educational facility teaches people about the history of the Delaware Bay, and DNREC says the season lasts until September.
After the break on CoastTV News Today, Country Calling Ticket Tackle will tell you when you should plan to buy your tickets.
If you love beer, oysters, and or music, you're going to want to hear this weekend's lineup of cool things to do, so stay tuned.
Country Calling back in Ocean City this October, and today's a big day. The pre-sale of tickets for the three-day festival, that begins in just a few hours from now at 10 a.m. This week, Ocean City announced the headliners for the festival. We're looking at Carrie Underwood, Brooks and Dunn, Luke Bryant, Lisa's favorite, Luke Combs. The three-day festival takes place October 3rd through the 5th, and you can see a full list of performers right now on CoastTV.com.
And this just in, Bethany Beach Seaside Concert Series is returning for another year. The town announced the event begins June 5th with some changes. This year, Bethany Beach is adding Saturday nights to July and August and moving previous Sunday nights to Friday in September and October. Of the 48 concerts scheduled, the lineup includes the Funsters, the Fitzky Brothers, and Daybreak, the music and passion of Barry Manilow.
Spring is in full swing, and with that comes spring cleaning. Ocean City is holding its annual spring cleanup, and it'll start tomorrow, March 29th. They're offering free bulk pickup of items, furniture, appliances. Property owners can just leave them out on the curb between 7 a.m. and noon.
More cleaning along the coast. The Fenwick Area Chamber of Commerce, the Inland Bays, and the Garden Center Keep Delaware Beautiful have organized the Coastal Delaware Community Cleanup. And the organizations say they are looking for people to help clean roadways in other areas. Last year, over 100 volunteers collected almost 2,000 pounds of trash. People participating will meet at the Inland Bays Garden Center to pick up supplies and be assigned to an area to clean. This will take place April 12th from 8 a.m. to noon. And that, so far, Bob is showing us good weather to be outside. I know you said you have to clean off your grill.
I do have to do that, but that's always a good thing. That means spring is here.
That is a good sign.
And Bob, I know you always say, hey, it's going to be cooler along the coast compared to inland, but still, for the final weekend of March, I'm taking this.
Absolutely.
All day long. I mean, this is going to be fantastic. You know, there will be cloud cover. It will be breezy. It won't be perfect, but it's still going to be really nice heading into the weekend. A little cool this morning at the beaches. Fenwick Island, Ocean City in the upper 40s. Close to 60 in Ocean City for highs today. It will be breezy. We'll see clouds and sun. Lower 60s in Fenwick Island. UV index is low. And in Lewis and in Rehoboth Beach, you're in the 40s early on with increasing clouds today. Around 65 for the high in Lewis and Rehoboth. So really not bad. A little warmer there. On the Bayside, big changes the next 3 days. 67 today in Cambridge, flirting with 80 tomorrow, and then 76 on Sunday. A little cooler in Crisfield. Mid-60s today. Low to maybe mid-70s tomorrow, and a little cooler on Sunday as the weekend remains dry and warm, and then a better chance of stormy weather perhaps early next week. Much more on your forecast coming up in the next half hour.
To that. Hey, Elisa, I'm looking forward to some of this. Apparently, there's a lot of beer to drink, oysters to eat, and music to listen to on the coast this weekend.
Well, I guess we know where we'll find Matt, but also here's Christina Diarbertis with all of your cool things to do.
If you're looking for a weekend full of fun and flavor, Sussex County is definitely the place to be. You can head to 302 Social Eatery in Rehoboth Beach this Saturday for the first ever Love Your Craft Beer and Oyster Fest. Beer lovers can also head to the 302 Beer Drinkers' Choice Awards in Lewis on Sunday. Sip and sample your way through the best brews Delaware has to offer and vote for your favorite. If you want to get up close and personal with the Eastern Oyster, join Dr. Ed Hale at Lewis Public Library on Sunday for a talk about how oysters help protect our coastline. You can join in person or tune in virtually. And wrap up your weekend with open mic night at Dogfish Head's Milton Brewery on Sunday. For all the details, just head over to CoastTV.com and click on Cool Things to Do.
Now on Coast TV News.
Delaware denial. On the same day the leader of MS-13's gang was arrested in Virginia, Delaware lawmakers say they want to restrict local law enforcement from helping ICE.
Delays and detours. It is related to the bypass project. What you need to know if you are going to be driving in the Millsboro area in the upcoming days.
Pricey home problems. The options being presented today in Milton in dealing with affordable housing.
A big warm-up starts for Delmarva today. A taste of summer this weekend and mainly dry. Increasing rain chances early next week. Details coming up.
This is Coast TV News Today.
March 28th, 2025. Good morning, everybody. I'm Matt Pensa. Good morning, Elisa.
Good morning, Matt. Good morning. I'm Elisa Weber. Thank you for joining us.
Yeah, we're approaching 6:31. Big night tonight, Elisa. NCAA tournament, hockey style. The beloved Penn State Nittany Lions taking on Maine.
It's just another Friday night for me. That's great.
It is?
Go Maine.
How dare you? Bob, did you hear that?
I'm stunned.
I'm excited for Maine to win.
Wow, so all of a sudden, Elisa is a big Maine Bears fan. I don't know, but what a great time of year. College hockey, college basketball, baseball. Oh my gosh, it's just fantastic. And it's going to be warming up too. A little frosty to start. Salisbury up to 36. You had some frost earlier. 41 in Delmar, 39 in Seaford. So chilly inland areas. 40s to around 50 in Bethany Beach right now. And we do have southwesterly winds picking up at the coast, and those winds will really warm us up today. And we're looking at some clouds, some blue skies now, but there are clouds back through D.C., Virginia, West Virginia too. Even some showers showing up there. We will be looking at clouds increasing with the milder weather. And here's a warm front we're tracking now moving through the Ohio Valley. Seeing some showers around Cincinnati and Cleveland. Some of those could be drifting into our neck of the woods later this afternoon and evening. Nothing heavy. It's not going to wash away your plans. We will be warming up quickly through the 50s mid-morning. Look at this by noon. Low 60s, Millsboro, Salisbury, but cooler in the beaches. 50s and 60s there, but inland 67 Millsboro, Ellendale, Seaford 66 in Delmar, and very mild and breezy late afternoon and evening. That's why we have to watch out for a few nuisance showers. Not a big deal. Drivecast this morning, scraping a little bit of that frost inland areas. I gave it the yellow light there, and then the green light this afternoon. Breezy and warmer, and temperatures warming through the 60s.
Thank you, Bob. Our top story this half hour. Some Delaware lawmakers are looking to put restrictions on local law enforcement when it comes to illegal migrants. House Bill 94 was introduced on the same day that we saw the leader of the MS-13 gang in Virginia arrested. The bill requires permission from the Delaware Attorney General for state and local agencies to help federal law enforcement with their efforts if they take place at schools or churches. Rehoboth Beach Area Representative Claire Schneider Hall is a co-sponsor, and a hearing on this bill is expected in the upcoming weeks.
This morning we have the results from Thursday's municipal election in Laurel, and it appears that the town's getting a new mayor, Carlos Olivares. By just 7 votes, gets by and defeats incumbent John Schwed. Donald Holland will retain his at-large council seat, and incumbent Jonathan Kellum, he'll be back representing the west side of town in Ward 3.
Closures coming to Millsboro related to the ongoing bypass project. According to Del. Crews will conduct nighttime closures on 113 beginning April 6th through the 11th. The agency says this is to place beams for the new bridge. From April 6th to the 9th, there will be closures on 113 for drivers going south. And then from April 9th to the 11th, there will be closures on 113 for drivers going north. Del. Says crews will work from 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. and detours will be in place.
Got developing news out of Milton. That is where the town is continuing to work on plans to increase affordable housing. And this afternoon, the Affordable Housing Ad Hoc Committee is expected to review recommendations. Some include working with nonprofit developers, also designated more area of the town's future land expansion map as mixed-use zones. And that's key here because the committee says that half the people living in the state of Delaware, they spend 30%, more than 30% of their gross income on housing costs. Some people living in Milton say something about housing costs needs to be done.
There is no affordable housing. I don't care what you put the silk tie on. There is no affordable housing anymore.
Committee's report scheduled to be reviewed at the 1 p.m. at Milton Planning and Zoning Commission meeting.
New this morning, emergency preparedness takes center stage in Bethany Beach. The town says locals can attend a workshop to learn about evacuations, sheltering, and making a safety plan. There will also be an opportunity to learn from guest speakers and participate in a raffle. Officials say that workshop takes place at the Sea Colony Fitness Center from 9 a.m. to 11:30. And we are now taking a live look at our nation's capital. Some U.S. trade partners say they plan to retaliate if President Donald Trump follows through with new auto tariffs. 25% tariffs on vehicles assembled outside the U.S. are set to start April 3rd. Tariffs on imported parts are scheduled to begin May 3rd, and these are not being received well from leaders around the world, especially one of America's top allies, Canada. However, the Trump administration says these are good for the country.
We will fight the U.S. tariffs with retaliatory trade actions of our own that will have maximum impact in the United States and minimum impacts here in Canada.
The 25% tariff is going to be absorbed in a lot of different ways, and we're going to race to get more production here, and on net, consumers are going to be better off.
Right now, the North American auto industry is effectively a collaboration between the U.S., Canada, and Mexico.
Still more news to get to in this final half hour. Don't go anywhere.
Coming up, Sussex County honors heroes. We'll tell you how the county will pay respects to those who made the ultimate sacrifice on National Vietnam Veterans Day.
Also, extra inning excitement, how the Phillies spoiled the Nationals home opener.
And road work in Rehoboth, the nation's summer capital, is preparing for a huge influx of visitors, and that means making sure its streets are fit for travel. We'll tell you when you can expect delays when CoastTV News returns.
6:38 on our Friday morning. Beautiful sunrise in progress on the Tyndall's Casual Furniture Camera 40 in Laurel. And we had a little bit of frost out there earlier in Salisbury, maybe still some now. 36 there, 39 in Seaford, Redden 35. So a little frost inland, not so at the beaches, 40s to around 50 at Bethany Beach. Southwesterly breeze is picking up. That's going to warm us up today. And we'll see increasing clouds as well, I think becoming mostly cloudy. There are some showers farther back to the west, and some of those could be moving in a little bit later on this afternoon, just kind of nuisance showers. What size coffee? Even if it's, warming up, I still have to go XL on the coffee. 67 today, breezy and mild conditions. Congratulations to Richard Hades from Lewis. He has a brand new umbrella from Paul Davis Restoration and Home Remodeling and Coast TV.
The Brandywine Valley SPCA is encouraging people to find their new furry friend during PetSmart's Charities National Adoption Week that is happening right now. And to celebrate, there will be several adoption events across Delaware. This weekend, people can head to the BVSPCA in Rehoboth Beach in Millsboro. That way you can get a new pet to take home. Saturday, 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. That is the Rehoboth Beach event. Millsboro's, that is Sunday, 11 a.m. to 4 p.m.
Happening today, Salisbury drivers be aware of road closures taking place this morning. According to the city, day 2 of utility work on 507 and 509 Booth Street will start at 9 a.m. The city says half of the street will close due to those upgrades, and work is expected to end at 4 p.m. And in Rehoboth Beach, expect lane closures and parking restrictions on Rehoboth Avenue. According to DelDOT, crews will begin paving the roadway between 2nd Street and the traffic circle. The agency says work is set to take place from April 6th to May 16th, and crews will work overnight from 6 p.m. to 6 a.m.
All right, this is pretty cool in baseball. For the 6th straight year, Tyler O'Neill hits an opening day home run. This time he did it in an Oriole uniform. He's one of the new birds on the roster. This is a third inning shot. It put the Orioles up 5-0 at Toronto. Get another look of it there. Big swing. How about next inning? We got former Shorebird Cedric Mullins. He goes big fly. Well, what a great way to start the season for the Orioles. They get a 12-2 blowout of the Blue Jays.
Nationals Park, the home of 2025 opening day and extra inning baseball. The Philadelphia Phillies play spoiler in Washington, D.C., coming out on top of the Nationals 7-3. We go to the bottom of the 5th, still scoreless. Keibert Ruiz sends this Zach Wheeler pitch out to right field, and it is crushed. Nationals take a 1-0 lead at home. Then Mackenzie Gore in the top of the 6th, the most strikeouts by any Nationals pitcher on opening day, lucky number 13. Bryce Harper answers the boos with a solo bomb. He would get the Phillies rolling. We are tied at 1. Kyle Schwarber would follow suit, second home run of the inning for Philadelphia. 3-2 Phillies in the bottom of the 8th. Luis Garcia Jr. swings at it, and the ball drops in for a base hit. That would take us to extras. Runners at the corners for Alec Boehm, and the rock is scorched into left center field. 2 runs come in. Phillies up 5-3. Boehm with the 2-run double. Then JT Realmuto puts the icing on the cake with the 2-run triple. Phillies went up 7-3 and never looked back. Philadelphia starts their season out in the victory column. Phillies manager Rob Thompson talked about the importance of Alec Boehm having a statement hit.
The moment doesn't get to him. So yeah, it was really nice. See, that was a big hit. JT's triple after 4 strikeouts was a big moment.
These two teams will be back in action on Saturday at 4:05 p.m. Reporting at Nationals Park in Washington, D.C. at MLB opening day for the Delmarva Sports Network, I'm Kayla Santiago.
Great job there, Kayla. Coming up tonight on DSN, 6 p.m., we have live Henlopen Conference Girls Soccer. That's when Indian River travels to Smyrna. Then we got the final score for you at 10:30. Over on the DSN Plus app, you have that IR soccer match along with these exclusives. Bayside Conference Boys Lacrosse. Bennett is hosting Kent County. At 4 p.m. also, Archmere, they face Ursuline and girls lacrosse. 5:30, Milford is traveling to Sussex Tech. That's a boys lacrosse setup. And at 6, Decatur boys lacrosse, they head to Kent Island.
2 movies are opening today, both featuring groundbreaking women whose influence goes far beyond their fame. David Daniel looks at both in today's Hollywood Minute.
I have bold ideas. Our standard therapy regimens are simply not aggressive enough to handle such a sinister disease.
Audrey's Children stars Natalie Dormer as Dr. Audrey Evans, who transformed pediatric cancer care with her staging system for neuroblastoma, tailoring treatment for each child, and by helping start Ronald McDonald House Charities to help families forced to travel to seek medical care.
It sounds like hyperbole when I talk about her, but it really is that straightforward, that she completely changed the game. And that's what, as you're saying, how do we not know this as a household name before this? And I wanted to be a part of getting that story out.
I know what it is to feel powerless. I know what it is to feel trapped, and so I can use those feelings as part of being truthful.
The documentary Janice Ian Breaking Silence follows the singer-songwriter from Society's Child, Stars, At 17, and other early hits, to her personal and professional challenges and her advocacy for LGBTQ+ rights.
It's difficult for me to have any kind of perspective on it because it's my life. And it is an odd thing to have lived a life in public and then see it on the big screen. So I'm not sure yet how I feel about it. Music is about telling stories. This is mine.
In Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
And here's a look at what's coming up this afternoon on Coast Life at 4.
Coming up today on Coast Life, it's one of my favorite segments every week. It's our Winners of the Week. You won't want to miss that.
Lots of fun awards to give out. Also, an award-winning local artist that we have to celebrate with the Art League of Ocean City.
And I don't want to say it's my favorite pet that we've had on Pet of the Week because I don't want to pick favorites. But I got to tell you, this week's Pet of the Week is a good one. You're going to want to see.
Oh, can't wait. All that fun and more is coming up on a Friday edition of Coast Life.
We're seeing the blue skies going away, increasing clouds now on the FH Fur Cam in Cambridge. We're going to cloud it up today. It gets breezy and mild with temperatures in the 60s. Maybe some showers later today. And then the big warm up this weekend, 70s to near 80 away from the coast. Much of the weekend is dry. A little bit of rain, especially as we go into early next week. Maybe stormier weather. I'll talk about that in your full forecast in 2 minutes. Stay tuned.
The time is now 6:47 and we are taking a live look outside at Laurel this morning. And Bob, there's that sun. We have a warm up on the way. It is all good.
It's all good.
It's all
I
good.
mean, and we are still in March, Elisa.
We are.
And we're talking near 80-degree warmth as we go into the weekend. Thanks to a warm front that will be lifting through today. Along and ahead of it could trigger a few showers this afternoon and this evening. And then it moves to the north and we get into a strong southwesterly flow, almost like a Bermuda high kind of setup here. And we're looking at temperatures in the 70s to near 80 away from the coast on Saturday, 70s on Sunday, maybe a shower on Sunday. But I think the heavier rain holds off till early next week with the cold front at that time. So I think later Monday and Tuesday, that's when we could see some bigger showers and storms. Temperatures now 39 in Seaford, 36 in Salisbury. We have seen some frost inland areas this morning, but that will quickly melt off as we're up to 40 in Georgetown, 41 in Milton. The clouds are increasing and we have a southwesterly breeze as well. 48 in Ocean City, 50 right now in Bethany Beach as the winds are beginning to pick up from the southwest and they will continue to increase as we go through the day. And we're seeing increasing clouds too. We just saw the camera from Cambridge showing skies mostly cloudy there. So I think the most blue skies we'll see is early today and then clouds increasing as we go through time. You can see the clouds increasing through D.C. and even some showers into the mountains back to our west, Cincinnati, Cleveland seeing some showers. There's the warm front we're tracking now that will eventually head our way. And as it advances our way today, ahead of it, we could see a stray shower or sprinkle into this evening. Will not wash away your Friday evening plans. Otherwise, we have a building ridge of high pressure across the plains. A lot of warmth here, and that will move to the east. Looks like some stormy weather across Texas. Well, nothing too severe there, but they've been hot. They've been seeing 80s and 90s there. Some of that warmth headed our way. Futurecast this morning, we're in the upper 40s, increasing the clouds and the breezes as well. Upper 50s later in the morning, and then we're surging into the mid to maybe upper 60s by 2 p.m. Around 68 in Long Neck, Delmar 66, but cooler 50s and low 60s at the beaches. Atlantic Ocean is still around 50 degrees, so it's pretty cold. And then we're mild inland and breezy, and then with that warm front, maybe a few sprinkles this evening. Otherwise, milder and breezy overnight into Saturday morning. We're into the upper 50s and low 60s. Another mild day for Saturday with mid to upper 70s. And then look at that, 81 in Ellendale, 80 in Long Neck. Yeah, it's going to be nice, but cooler for the coast. And then pretty mild as we go into Sunday as well, with temperatures into the mid 70s, breezy, and maybe some late day showers. It will be breezy today, those winds picking up perhaps over 20 miles per hour and then close to 30 miles per hour on Saturday, but that will be a warm breeze out of the southwest as showers increase on Monday, but the stronger cold front moves through Monday evening into Tuesday morning. Could see some strong storms with that. We'll be watching that, and then it cools down. And then it's sunshine into Tuesday. Paul Davis 7-day forecast, 67 today. Flirting with 80 degrees on Saturday. Sunday 76. Showers Monday 75. Maybe some stronger storms Monday night. Then cooling into the upper 50s Tuesday and Wednesday. And then bouncing back into the mid 70s on Thursday.
Thank you, Bob. Tomorrow in Georgetown, a ceremony that honors those who made the ultimate sacrifice in the Vietnam War, March 29th. Each year is officially National Vietnam Veterans Day, and the local Vietnam Veterans of America chapter is hosting a ceremony at the Sussex County Vietnam Veterans Memorial. That's in the village of College Park. This will include reading of the names of Sussex County's fallen heroes engraved on the Vietnam War Monument. Saturday's ceremony is scheduled to begin at 3.
This just in, Delaware lawmakers are seeking ways to make business easier for small restaurants in the state. House Joint Resolution 1 would create a task force to limit unnecessary hardships created by regulations under the Department of Health and Social Services. According to the General Assembly, the task force has until July 1st to identify challenges, create solutions, and plan what state funding is needed, if any. And the resolution is ready for consideration by the Delaware Governor, Matt Meyer. And the time now is 6:52, so we're going to check in with our coastal pet of the day.
And today's coastal pet of the day this hour is from the Brandywine Valley SPCA. That is Midnight on your screen, everybody. And we're being told that Midnight's a shy guy who opens up when given the chance to decompress in a comfortable... Actually, we got a different pet there. I was reading the wrong script. That's Grog. That's Grog, everybody. My bad. Reading one thing. Grog is just, he seems to be in the middle of everything right now. And if you want to adopt Grog or any other lovable pet, you can visit the Brandywine Valley SPCA.
And we want to see more of your pets on Delmarva. Send us photos and tell us what makes them so special. You can take a look at your screen.
Yeah, on the screen's the QR code at the top there. If you scan that, you can get your friends to CoastTV and then watch weekdays from 5 to 7 a.m. to see all the pets we feature.
Beautiful sunrise in progress on the tunnel, razor cam, some clouds, and also you see all the jets flying, and maybe there's one going to Europe right there. Pretty cool looking shot. A big warm up, 60s today, maybe some late day showers, 70s to near 80 this weekend away from the coast, and storms possible into early next week. I'll have your 10-day forecast coming up next.
It is 6:55, and here are the things you need to know before you go. Developing news out of Milton, where the town continues to work on plans to increase affordable housing. This afternoon, the Affordable Housing Committee is expected to review recommendations. These include working with a nonprofit developer and designate more area on the town's future land expansion map as mixed-use zones.
In Fenwick Island, officials there are reviewing plans for bayside flooding and stormwater management. There's going to be a workshop this afternoon. Town Council, they've been searching for flooding solutions for a while. That work group is scheduled for 2 p.m. and that'll take place at the Fenwick Island Town Hall. DNREC announcing when the DuPont Nature Center will open for the season. The agency says locals can plan visits starting next week, April 2nd. The educational facility teaches people about the history of the Delaware Bay. DNREC says that season there lasts until September.
And the time is now 6:56. We're going to take another quick look at your forecast.
The weekend is here, Bob, and I think you have some good news for us.
I think he
Great
does.
news. Yeah, perfect timing on the warmth into the weekend. And that warm-up begins today, guys. A little bit of frost early on inland areas, in the southwesterly winds kicking. Clouds increase, upper 60s inland areas, maybe a late day shower, cooler for the coast. Paul Davis 10-day forecast. Look at this, 79 on Saturday. Some places probably touching 80 away from the beaches. 76 on Sunday. I think we keep it mainly dry. Showers into Monday, 75. Could see some bigger storms Monday night. Cool down Tuesday and Wednesday. Another warm up Thursday and Friday. And maybe a few more showers into next weekend, but looking mild.
Thank you for joining us here for Coast TV News Today.
And the Today Show is coming up next at 7 a.m.
Then we'll be back for Coast TV Midday at 11.
And for even more news and coverage you can count on, download our Coast TV News and weather apps. Have a great Friday morning, everybody.